Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2014 Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This is such an important month in love for you, and I do think that this is going to be a month when a lot of things start to feel like they're coming together in important ways, and you are really feel like you're finalizing some long-term lessons, maybe some stuff that felt sort of dragged out. Now you'll start to feel a sense of fresh energy. On the one hand, yes, there is a sense of culmination and conclusion, and at the same time, there's a sense that anything is possible, that true love is available to you, that fun, that love and connecting with other people can actually be fun. And really, there's a sense of expansion taking place on a heart level that is very rare and very special. Now, a lot of this is going to be due to largely the fact that we've got a new moon taking place at the end of the month, and this new moon is going to be happening what we astrologers call conjunct. So basically it is happening with and right on top of Jupiter in the sky. And so ordinarily when Jupiter changes signs, it's very nice. There's a change of flow, a change of blessings. But really, Jupiter entering the sign of Leo is going to become undeniable to us how the blessings can change, how quickly things can become really good in at least one area of life. Now, I did record Jupiter special, so rather than repeat what I said there, I'm going to invite you to watch that, because those lessons that I talk about there, those sort of energies, blessings that we have to work with that I talk about in that video are going to be especially highlighted towards the end of the month, but really kicks off a year, a really important year where it comes to love, where it comes to joy, where it comes to lightness, where it comes to having a more open heart than you've known before. And so keep that in mind, while also keeping in mind what's unique to this month is that after a very long stay of Mars, an unusually long stay of your ruling planet in your opposite sign, this month marks the last month that Mars is going to move through this part of the sky for you for the next 2 years or so. And so you've got sort of this last little bit of these lessons that ultimately take a little bit over 7 months for you to walk. And as I see this happening, I see like sort of Mars in this last little cycle, this last little bit of energy, having to deal with you finding your power, your voice, finding yourself in the realm of relationship, in the realm of one-on-one interaction, understanding what that is that's going to be for you, and understanding what ultimately must change for you if you're going to go forward in your understanding of love and in love. Now, for some of you, this is going to lead to, and this month is going to lead to a strengthening of that bond. And I do see that there's going to be an element here of you understanding that, you know, this is who I am, and this is where my power is, and this is the effect I'm having in this relationship, so I'm going to change my ways. And that in turn leads to a dramatic change in the energy between you two and in the dynamic itself. And so ultimately it's like the keys, if you will, the change, if you will, that you've been hoping for in that relationship is in your hands. Also, this will be a time when I think if there have been any frustrations that have seemed to come outside of the two of you, now they will start to find their resolution, especially as we get to the end of the month. You should find that some of those issues that may have been sort of there in the ether resolve themselves. But still, others of you, I have to say, if you've been in a relationship that hasn't been very rewarding, you've just been sort of hanging in there because it felt like the thing to do. It felt like on some level this is where your learning was. I think now you're going to start to see the learning coming together. And I think you're going to start to be honest with yourself that you desire to go a new direction, a new way. And you're going to have the bravery to actually state that if you haven't already. Last month was also really strongly indicating these trends. This month, because there's that boost of faith and happiness, and you're coming at the world from a place of greater faith and understanding, it may just be the thing where it's not just about bravery, it's not just about pressure, but it's about really believing that better can be out there for you, that good things are out there for you, that leads to you making that change. For those of you who have somebody in your sphere right now, I also think that this is a major important time of making decisions, if you will, as to where your power is and where it isn't. And I think for a lot of you out there, actually, I think if you just have somebody in your sphere, then chances are this is going to be a really important month where you understand where it is maybe you've been putting some of your happiness in the other person's hand, and that has led to some frustration instead of taking full ownership for your own happiness. And once you do that, once you don't depend on this other person to make you happy, you will find that that bond improves tremendously. And those of you who are not currently attached to anybody, I mean, I do think you are entering, as I say in the Jupiter special videos, you're entering such a great time to meet people and be open to love in a way that you haven't been in a really long time. And you add to that the element of all the work that you've been doing, some very brave work that you've been doing, looking at what's been happening with you in love, where it is that you need to take greater ownership for where you are currently in love, what needs to alter and change within you so that you can move forward in a more desirable direction of your choosing, and what it is now, what energy you need to exert in the world to actually make that happen. And so this seems to be a very important month where a lot of changes that have been happening on an internal level, preparing you for love, start to come together. You've been asking yourself tough questions, healing questions, really. But now, thanks to that, you are going to be prepared to let the joy back in, let the fun back in, let the flirt back in as well. One thing is for sure, though, you have been involved in some very important lessons since really as 2013 ended. You had Mars entering into your opposite sign. Mars, your ruling planet, entering into your opposite sign. You've been in the midst of some very important lessons, and now things really start to feel like they're coming together. This is sort of your final sprint, if you will, into a direction of knowing greater love than you've known before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.